The concept number 2.2, classification of the basic elements of a Java program. In the previous concept, we redefined the program definition. A program is composition of a set of tokens. Then if you consider that every instruction is composition of set of tokens. A program is set of instructions. You can understand that. Here, why we are considering a program is set of tokens. Here our objective is to understand all the basic elements of a Java program. Now, if you classify all the tokens are basic elements of a Java program. When we classify all the program tokens into different groups, different categories, depending on their nature and purpose, we will focus on each and every group and study the functionalities, the characteristics and the limitations of the particular group. Now, let us see, this is the chart which displays the classification of all basic elements, means tokens of a Java program. The first one is comments. Comments, actually this is not for the program, this is not for the computer, it does not provide any executable code, but the readability of program is one of the essential characteristics of the program. So whenever you write a computer program, not only in Java or any other language, the program should be readable. It should be easily understandable to a reader. For that purpose, to improve understandability, to improve the readability of a program and provide self-documentation to the program, we write comments. But before actual compilation started, all comments are set aside and no executable code is created for comments. As the comments are part of our program code, we are treating comments are also one of the basic elements of a Java program. Next one, white spaces. White spaces, we have to understand them in a broader meaning. White spaces include blank spaces and new line, tabs, all that are treated as white spaces. Blank spaces, new lines and tabs are also included in white spaces. Actually, white space is very essential requirement to separate two tokens. Now you see, if you see int is a token, age is another token. Int age, if I write like this, system cannot understand and it does not know what is this and all that. So the minimum requirement is int and age are two tokens. They should be separated by a minimum one blank space. Understand? That's why white spaces also are treated as the basic elements of our program, but you have to consider it in broader sense. Not only blank spaces, it includes tabs, new lines and all that. Next thing, character set. Actually, human language, like a human language, a computer language also, character is the basic element. Here, character you have to take in a broader way. Like white spaces, characters means you should not limit it to either uppercase letters, it include uppercase, lowercase letters, digits and many symbols and blank characters. All these, whatever characters we use, all the characters we have are included in the character set. You understand one point. Character is the basic element of a Java program, basic element. A token is a basic unit. Element by composition of characters, we are forming tokens. Just once again I repeat, character is the basic element of a Java program or any other language program. By composing characters, we are forming tokens. By composing characters, we form a token. An instruction or a statement is composition of tokens. An instruction is a composition of tokens. A program is a composition of instructions. This is the way bottom up. A character is the basic element. By composition of characters, we are forming tokens. By composition of tokens, we are forming instructions or statements. By composing instructions, we are forming programs. So, character set, like in a human language, a computer language is also having character set, and a character set means we have taken a broader way, uppercase characters, lowercase characters, digits, symbols, blank spaces, etc. They come under this group. Next thing, program tokens. Actually, real tokens. Now we are talking about real tokens. Now we see one definition I write, int age is equal to 20. This is one statement. If you analyze that, there are 5 types of elements. According to this classification, there are 5 types of elements. This is a data type, and this is an identifier, user defined identifier. This is language defined identifier. This is an operator, and this is a literal or constant, and this is a separator. Actually, this statement, this instruction is formed by composing 5 types of 5 elements. Now, as their nature is different, now we are calling with a different name. This comes under data types, this comes under user defined identifiers, this comes under operators, this comes under constants or literals, this comes under separators. So that is reflected here. All program tokens, these are program tokens. A general name is program token. Now, when we classify keywords, keywords means language defined identifiers. Language reserves certain words and all that with a specific meaning and purpose. Now, int is the example. Int is a language defined keyword. It is having a specific meaning and purpose. Identifier. Identifier means these are user defined identifiers. User defines identifiers for different elements subject to certain rules and regulations. Now, this is user defined identifier. Next, literals are constants. Literals are constants. Actually, literal, why they are called literal means a language defined. Actually, suppose you are writing 5. 5 is defined by a language, human language. That's why the part of the human language. That's why those are called literals. Why those are called constants? Now 5, if I specify 5, you can understand one meaning. Entire world understands the same meaning. I may call it like this, then also the meaning is same. If I write like this, then also the meaning is same. It represents one value, one constant value. So that's why literals are constants. This is 20 is a literal, either literal or constant or literal constant also we can call. All these are synonymous. Next, operators. Operators represent certain operation. Programming operation performs and all that. Normally, these are symbols. Normally, these operators are symbols, and sometimes few words also. Java uses few words also as an operator. Later we see that. Now here, in this example, you see this this is not equal to. This is assignment operator. So, assignment operator, this is an operator, and the separator. Separators are nothing but punctuation marks in human languages. What punctuation marks a role in a human language, the same way separators play the same role in a computer language. Now you see, now semicolon. Semicolon is like a full stop. Full stop in a human language. This indicates that this instruction or this statement is over. So these are the program tokens are divided into 5 groups: keywords, identifiers, literals or constants or literal constants, operators and separators. Thereafter, now let us come to the main group, data types. Actually, every data it belongs to a type. Every data, whatever we use in a program, belong to one type. We are classifying them because system has to make necessary arrangements. If you don't classify and all that, system cannot do. So whatever data you are going to use in the program should be first introduced which category it belongs. Now you see, I am using age data in my program. First I have to introduce it to system what type of data it is. It is integer type. Suppose I am using another data, height. Then first I have to introduce it like this, float. Suppose I am using grade, my examination grade I am using in the program. First I have to introduce which type of it is. Because this happens in real life, this is borrowed from real life only. Suppose you invited 10 guests to your home, 10 guests to your home for dinner. Then your parents have to make the arrangements, food arrangements and all that. Then first you declare 10, I invited 10 guests. Out of that, 5 are adult people, 3 are children, 2 are babies. That means the types you are declaring. That is, of course, your parent knows, okay. Your parents do not know about them. Your basic responsibility is, first, I invited 10 guests. Out of that, 5 are adult people, 3 are children, 2 are babies. Same words you may use or may not use, I don't mind, but you are declaring their categories. Then only your parents may make arrangements for the food and other things. In the same way, whatever data we are using in the program, first we have to earmark them which data type they are belong. So that is data types. Thereafter, variables. Variables are nothing but named memory containers. Now you take age takes in Java, it takes 4 bytes. 4 bytes, its name is age, and this is a memory container. Its name is age. In that 20 is stored. So for anything, if you have to store and all that, the appropriate container is required. And this is the name. Name is associated with the container. Hereafter, this memory container is called age. That is called variable. Don't confuse with the name. Variable, you know, in a different meaning. Mathematical variable is different. Mathematical variable means a value which is subject to change is a variable. But don't take that meaning. It confuses. So here, variable, why it is named as variable means, today, this year, your age is 20. What about next year? It is 21. What about last year? It is 19. So 19 was replaced by 20. 20 will be replaced by 21. 21 will be replaced by 22. In that sense, it is called as a variable. You call it as variable and keep a earmark for this named memory container. Variable means a named memory container is variable. Next thing, symbolic constants. Actually, sometimes one constant is there. Let us say 3.14159. This is a constant value we use whenever you deal with circles, cylinders, etc. and all that. So, always writing this one is always very difficult thing and all that. That's why you may create a symbol like pi. In mathematics you use pi. Here pi symbol we cannot type because the corresponding keys are not there. You name it as pi. So you need not write these words always, this value always. If you write this value, time taking and error prone also, some digits you may miss. That's why you are creating a symbol for that, pi, everybody can understand. Actually, if I write this value, for understanding this value, your brain has to perform two operations. What two operations? First, you study what is this value. Thereafter, it should understand what is that, pi. Now, suppose if I write pi, then one operation is enough. Your brain easily understand that this is a symbol. Symbol represents a constant value. These are the symbolic constants. In this way, all the elements used in, all the tokens used in a Java program are classified in this manner. Now, from the next concept onwards, we take each and every element in this list, in this chart, and we discuss their characteristics, functionalities, and limitations. By that, we can achieve perfect command over the basic elements of Java. This is our strategy. Actually, in this chapter 2, except operators, every element we discuss in detail. But operators is a very big chapter. There are numerous operators in Java. That's why in the second chapter, chapter number 3, JAC 3, we focus on operators. Again, we see the classification of all Java operators and discuss their characteristics, functionalities, and limitations through applications. Then only you can achieve perfect command over all the basic elements of Java, and that is the first and foremost step. Thereafter, we go for applications, advanced applications and all that.